Welcome back. Well, you're still tuned in to Markets Today on CNBC TV 18. It was a good day for the markets. We did recover after 2 days of a decline. But let's get to all of the rest of the stories that we're tracking for you this evening. On to our fourth headline for this evening. Burger King India CEO spoke to CNBC TV 18 about the company's expansion plans. He told us that the company aims to complete 50 restaurants this year and 700 restaurants by December 2027.
So, we are back on our construction targets. Believe it or not, we have got about over 20 restaurants in construction right now. We have another 38 restaurants in the pipeline. So we are going to go ahead and finish close to 50 restaurants this year. Our target, again, is to build another 70 restaurants or more the following year and then continue building in that fashion. So our target remains to get to 700 restaurants. We should hit that by December of 2027, and we are excited about that. And I think with the launch of Cafe, now we have launched Cafe in our restaurants. We have launched in 4 of our restaurants.
Okay, well, let's move on to the pharmaceutical space. Dr. Reddy's has filed a detailed response with the USFDA after the US drug regulator issued 8 observations to the company's Duvada facility. DRL's co-chairman and managing director GV Prasad told CNBC TV 18 he also spoke about the R&D that the company's partner RDIF is carrying out to tackle Omicron. Listen in.
The observations were given as a result of the last inspection. Since then, we have prepared a very detailed response, and we have filed our response with the FDA, giving several commitments, and we are going to give them periodic updates as we go forward.
Okay, so that's the word coming in from GV Prasad of Dr. Reddy's. But let's stick with the entire healthcare space. In fact, diagnostic companies such as Dr. Lal's and Metropolis corrected in today's trading session. This is after the state of Maharashtra, in fact, has cut COVID test prices for the 6th time since June 2020. So now the government bulk test stands at around 350 rupees versus 500 rupees earlier. Samples from hospitals at 500 rupees versus 600 rupees earlier, and home collection at 700 versus 800 rupees earlier, and walk-in antigen at 100 rupees versus 150 rupees earlier. Now, in terms of West India sales, which would include Maharashtra, Metropolis gets the majority, so around 50% of sales come in for Metropolis from west of India. Dr. Lal's 24% after they've acquired Suburban Diagnostics, Thyrocare around 30-odd%, and SRL Diagnostics, which is a part of Fortis, around 35 to 36-odd%. Now remember that COVID revenue, however, had declined quite considerably for these companies in any case. So Dr. Lal's was 37 crores in Q2 versus 105 crores in Q1. Metropolis did about 42 to 43-odd crores, and SRL Diagnostics, it was 18% of sales versus a peak of around 26% in the previous quarter. So overall, the street is not anticipating too much in terms of incremental revenue from COVID, but these stocks did run up in the past couple of trading sessions on hopes of possibly more testing on account of Omicron. But nonetheless, let's move on then. The life insurance industry has seen a 42% growth in life insurance premiums. Yash Jain joins in with the companies and the numbers.
Well, November has been a very strong month for life insurance companies. The total premium collection for the life insurance industry in November has grown by 42% on a year-on-year basis. And the magic spell has really come from private life insurance companies, where the premium collection in November has grown by 59% on a year-on-year basis. Speaking about some of these companies, for HDFC Life, the November premium is up 28% on a year-on-year basis and 10% when compared to an average of 7 months FY22. The retail AP is also grown by about 1.5% on a year-on-year basis. For ICICI Prudential Life, the November premium is up 27% on a year-on-year basis and 15% when compared to an average of 7 months FY22. The retail AP here has grown by about 13% on a year-on-year basis. For Max Life, the November premium is up 26%, also 19% growth when compared to 7 months FY22. Also, the retail AP has grown by 36% on a year-on-year basis. And finally, the best is for the last SBI Life Insurance. The the November premium has grown by about 154% on a year-on-year basis. Also about 126% growth when compared to the 7 months of FY22. And finally, the retail APE for SBI Life is also up 30% in the month of November on a year-on-year basis.
Okay, all right. Yash, thanks very much for that. Well, it's staying with some stocks and some commodities in focus. In fact, oil prices gained by 2% after a 5% rebound yesterday. Manisha Gupta joins in with the key reasons for the rebound that we've seen in crude prices. Manisha.
Well, crude prices continue to be very volatile. After that double-digit percentage decline in the previous week, we are almost 8% higher in this week by now. Couple of reasons for that. One is that Omicron variant is expected to be less severe and less damaging economic impact is what we might see from that. The other is the statement from Iraq oil minister who says that the crude prices will rebound back to $75 per barrel before this year ends. Saudi Arabia also hiking its official crude prices by 80 cents to all its Asian and US customer tells you that the demand is going to be robust is where they're coming in from. The US and Iran nuclear talks also off tell you that Iran oil will not come into the markets in a jiffy, and that seems to be supporting prices also. There also is a World Petroleum Congress going on right now, and one view that most major oil producers, traders are putting out is that there is going to be need for more oil for decades to come, and the kind of investment that we have seen in this space is half of where 2014 was. So that tells you that lower investment, lower production, but higher demand will continue to support crude prices.
Okay, all right, Manisha, thanks very much for that. Well, on to our fifth and last headline for today. The DIPAM secretary lays out the divestment blueprint, says BEML Shipping Corporation, Pawan and Neelanchal Ispat transactions are at an advanced stage. Hopeful about the LIC IPO in Q4, but doubtful over BPCL divestment, which is still in the due diligence stage.
So very quickly, what is the present position, sir, as far as the disinvestment space is concerned? I mean, you have a lot of strategic stake sales which are underway. Could you just fill us in terms of the present position?
I think presently some of the transactions that I had mentioned, they are on the way. Neelachal Ispat Nigam and Pawan Hans, most likely the financial bids are going to be received in December. And then we have BEML and Shipping Corporation, where we are also reaching the financial bid stage very soon. So these are the four transactions in relatively advanced stage. And of course the LIC IPO, we are working hard and trying to launch it in the fourth quarter as planned.
Anything that you can share with us as far as the IDBI stake sale is concerned? Can we expect the preliminary information memorandum this month, or maybe sometime last quarter of the financial year? And sir, also RBI has come out with its those recommendations which they have accepted in terms of the internal working group panel, in which basically industrial houses as of now they have not clarified the position. So could you just give us a macro view on what's on at the moment?
That's the call which IDBI has to take on what is going to be the conditions. Specifically for IDBI Bank, we have engaged with IDBI, and very soon we will hear from them, and then based on that we will launch the EOI.
Okay. And sir, anything you would like to say on BPCL? Because that's a question that a lot of people ask, whatever you are okay with.
My question is, it's still at the due diligence stage, and we are not in a position to at this moment say when we can have the financial bids.
Okay, that's the word coming in from the DIPAM secretary. But on that note, it's also a wrap on this edition of Markets Today. Thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for all the news and headlines on CNBC TV.